What's going on, everybody? It's your boy L Dog back in the building, man. Larry Actions, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all already know who we here to talk about, bro. Man, the ground is shrinking underneath this man's feet, man. Diddy's life is fucking unraveling before our eyes. Like, they raided all three of his homes, Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. Shit's crazy. Put his kids in cuffs because they came looking for him. They weren't there. And then this wasn't the local PD. This was Homeland Security, which means they know your motherfucking ass up to something. They know you. They done built the case and they know something's going on. They getting some kind of intel from some fucking well. I'm just saying. But let's check out this clip saying that the FBI continues investigation on Sean Diddy Combs from ABC News. Let's check it out. Which they just updated this probably like 3 hours ago, or an hour ago, something like that. But let's check it out, see what they're talking about.
Law enforcement sources telling ABC News that prosecutors have interviewed a number of Sean Diddy Combs' accusers, including those who have filed civil lawsuits against the hip-hop mogul. Sources also saying that federal agents seized computers and other electronic devices during searches of his homes here in Los Angeles and in Miami as well. Allegedly, they were looking for things like photos, videos, and other evidence that might corroborate the accusers' claims here. An attorney for Diddy calling the searches a witch hunt, saying that his client is innocent and will continue to fight every day to clear his name. I want to bring back LZ. I want to bring back my panel here. So we're bringing in LZ Granderson, along with ABC News contributor and Sirius.
Hell yeah, you better spread that. You better spread that money out.
Has been tracking the latest from outside Diddy's home, along with ABC News legal analyst and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer. Thank you all for being here with us. So Victor, let's start here with you. As you've been covering this for the last
my boy
few
gonna have to assemble the lawyer Avengers
about Diddy's whereabouts and where this investigation might be heading here, Victor.
Kana, it has now been a few days since we have last seen Sean Diddy Combs. He was last spotted outside of that executive airport in Miami. But in the meantime, his attorney firing back, saying that his client is innocent, calling what happened here at his home in Los Angeles and in Miami a gross overuse of military-level force. We want to take you now to this new video obtained by TMZ. It appears to show Combs' home here in Los Angeles after those federal agents swarmed it this week. It has just been turned upside down. It looks like they went through every inch of the place. Cabinets, safes left open, papers, other items all over the ground. We know that electronic devices were seized, and
bro, they came through that bitch like.
Also found at
look at that.
Combs is the target of a federal sex trafficking investigation.
They ransacked this man's house, man.
Evidence to corroborate accounts from several women who have spoken with federal investigators, with federal prosecutors. And as we know, he is also the subject of multiple civil lawsuits. Combs has denied all the allegations. Kana?
All right, Victor, thank you. And bringing in Brian Buckmeyer here for a moment. Brian, what can you tell us about the potential next steps here for investigators? As sources are now telling us that weapons were found in both homes. I know you mentioned to me earlier, Brian, that doesn't hugely surprise you.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that
they
have weapons in their home. They could be legally licensed to him, and I haven't heard any allegations against that. They also might not be his guns, so I'm not sure how much credit I would put into that in terms of his own prosecution.
That's not what they focus on.
It's one or two things. The major name of the game, as you guys keep saying, is corroboration. It's not what you know, but what you can prove. So we have a number of allegations, a number of people being interviewed. Now the question is, can law enforcement find the facts that corroborate what these witnesses are telling them? And are those statements and those facts criminal? So we're either going to see more search warrants or maybe a deep dive to the electronics that were taken, or what we won't see is a potential grand jury impaneled to see whether or not there's enough information to indict anyone, let alone Sean Combs.
Certainly. And Mike, to you, our Aaron Katursky spoke with a former federal prosecutor. And Mike, this former federal prosecutor told him the speed in which investigators are moving tells them that this evidence is compelling. What's your reaction to that?
For this to happen, this has moved extremely fast. From the moment that we first heard about the lawsuit that was settled with his former girlfriend Cassie, that was a lot of explosive details that we've heard. And ever since then, we've heard reports of individuals alleging sexual abuse and misconduct on behalf of Sean Diddy Combs. Just to take a step back, Kana, the momentous era that we're in right now. Sean Combs isn't just a rapper. He isn't just owner of a record label. Sean Combs transformed what we know lifestyle today. Sean Combs was known around the world for hosting these incredible parties. He ushered in the movement of sound from the late 90s into early 2000s. And so a lot of individuals are absolutely stunned at these allegations that are happening right now. And to see what was once known as this mogul.
It shouldn't be stunned about it, because he been doing strange sus shit for
stunning.
Years, for a little while
And,
now.
you know, these civil suits have been building here, and they've sort of been playing out underneath the surface, and now it is really starting to bubble over. And so, LZ, what do you make of Diddy's response to all of this? You know, he gave out a statement through an attorney. It was a long statement, but essentially, you know, calling this a witch hunt.
Well, you know, that's his right to do so, and you know,
He was
we have to
advised
sit
by
back
his
and
legal
wait
team to
see
do
what
it.
Evidence, if there's any evidence to corroborate what the accuser was saying about.
Of course, he
him.
gonna make a
But I
statement.
will say that in terms of those of us who have, you know, been fans of Diddy, fans of hip hop, even, we've been hearing these rumors much longer than this. You know, I've done some reporting myself over the years.
Exactly.
And there have been whispers about, you know, nefarious activities from Diddy, from a number of people in which I've spoken to, in addition to the fact that we know a number of comedians who've made references to Diddy being involved in nefarious activities over the years. So while it hasn't been proven, I wouldn't necessarily call this Diddy blindsiding people, because there have been whispers.
Yeah, there certainly have been, and again, there have been these ongoing civil cases, and even one settled in a single day, but that with Cassie, but she is now speaking out as his homes were being raided. Mike, Victor, LZ, and Brian.
I mean, like
thanks
that
to
next
all
day.
of you for your reporting.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube.
Okay. So that whole shit that happened with Cassie, that shit got taken care of the next day. And they said that shit had been going on for years. For years. Like I said, this ain't the first time this shit been going on about Diddy. I mean, for Homeland Security to come to your shit and get all up in your shit, something's going down. They got solid intel about something that you're doing that's not legal. I'm just saying. And I've been hearing about, they've been talking about this the past 2 days. It's a lot of people that Diddy has been around or has been associated with for years that they're not saying anything. That's crazy. They're not saying shit, which I get it. They trying to put, keep themselves out of the limelight or whatever like that. But one big name that came up that they're saying was Jay-Z. Now, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That just goes to show you you got all this money and fame, and it's just some things you can't do. You can't fucking do. And then whatever you're into, illegal or whatever, especially if it's illegal, you can't go out there and do that shit in broad daylight or public and think that you're not under the radar. You're under a fucking microscope. They're watching everything that you're fucking doing. Your ass gonna be releasing your next album next to R. Kelly. Like, straight up. Real shit. They put your kids in cuffs, bro. And then another thing, they track this jet, like bouncing from place to place in different airspaces or whatever like that. Why is your jet moving and you're not on it? That shit is sus. It makes you look it makes you look like you're trying to get away with something. It makes no sense for your jet to be moving and you're not on it. So, man, I always had a big respect for Diddy, for what he's done for hip hop, the culture. I mean, everything. Been a fan of Diddy since, Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? Not crazy about all of his music, but for what he's done as far as hip hop as a whole, I mean, you can't take that away from him. Can't take that away from him. But this shit, whatever's going on, bro, this is on some other shit. This is on some other shit. And we've been seeing this for years. For years, man. But hey, man, all we can do is stay tuned, man, and enjoy the ride and see what. And man, I can imagine what this dude going through, bro. But whatever he going through, and if he's guilty, he pretty much brought it on himself. I'm just saying. But hey, man, y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think about this whole situation, and make sure y'all like and subscribe. God bless the fade. Whoa.